Hello, this is Sarah and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be showing you how to make the paper flowering dogwood all with cardstock paper. And before we get started, please like this video below and subscribe to my channel. You could also find the supplies listed below the video and the template to cut with your Cricut, Silhouette, or other cutting machines. I have all the petals and the center cut on white or off-white cardstock paper, and I like to use 65-pound text weight cardstock paper, but you could use lighter or heavier weight paper. I color in the center pattern with green acrylic markers. I did this because I didn't have the right color paper for the center, and I felt like the solid green paper I use for the leaves were too dark, while the acrylic markers had a softer and lighter look that I liked. Color in both the fringe-like center and the flower-looking center, and you will need one fringe and two flower-like center and two petal pieces for each dogwood flower you make. And I'll be making about a total of 9 of these, and you could add more or less, and you could add as many as you need on each sheet of paper. Then I took this travel watercolor brush that I'll be linking below, and I squeezed a little bit of water on the scalloped edge on the top and on the bottom of the petals. I went back and added a pink or green or brown color lightly. I ended up using 2 of these travel watercolor brush and used one just to stroke the water on the petals and a separate brush to add the watercolor pigment so that it was being lightly stroked onto the petals without mixing the colors. You could mix and match between the pink, green, and brown on each petal. Let it dry for a couple minutes, and then when it is ready, you could take it off the sticky mat and work with 2 petal pieces, 2 flower center pieces, and 1 fringe piece. You don't have to use the marker on the other side since the acrylic marker should slightly bleed through the back, and I do like that it has this uneven color on the back side. I don't think the center should be a solid green. I do prefer it to be light. Next, I'll be using this quilling tool to roll up the fringe piece. You could do it slowly with your hands if you do not have this tool, but this quilling tool should help you roll these smaller patterns. This tool will be linked below. Then add hot glue or white glue on the bottom and add the flower center piece and push up the flower against the center. And then add the second flower piece and also push up the flower. It should have this ball look. Then grab 2 petal pieces and curl the petals on top and bottom, and then I open it back and curl the tips back. So the sides should face you and the tips should curl away from you. Then poke a hole on one of the petal piece, and I am using 22 gauge floral wire, and you could cut them into about 4 to 5 inches per flower. And then curl one side to make a loop and make the loop perpendicular to the rest of the wire. And this loop will be anchoring onto the flower. Then string this wire through the petal piece that had the hole and add hot glue onto the tip of the wire and quickly sandwich the second petal piece crisscrossing so that the petals are creating a letter X. Then glue the center onto the flower petals and slightly open up the centers so you could see the details in the round tips on that center. Then I added some leaves on some of the flowers, and some of the flowers you don't need to add the leaves. I used brown floral tape and added these leaves about 1 inch or 2 below the flower. I also added brown floral tape to just the floral wire without flowers, and this will be like a branch, and make a few more flowers, and we will now attach them all together at the end. I start with a thicker floral wire stem as my branch and add the smaller flowers going down the bigger floral wire stem. I also add the floral wire that didn't have any flowers on the top, and I also like to make clusters on its own branch. So maybe add 2 or 3 flowers on its own branch and add that to the bigger stem. I made a total of 9 flowers and added this to the vase. And you can do more or less. I think they will also be great flowers to pair in a bouquet with bigger flowers. Please like this video below and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.